$100.
So you're saying, would you put it into a savings account or put it straight into the funds?
Well, we can't give advice.
Yeah.
I guess the benefit of putting into something like an investment, like a fund where you can add to it regularly, is that it's a little bit harder to get. Because
You can't just pull it out.
Yeah, you can't be at the bar being like, tequila shots on me. Because, to be able to, I guess, get that back as cash, you've got to sell it and then wait 3 days before it hits your bank account. So it creates a little bit of distance.
It's the same reason because that's how I work. So I love that, not being able, if I can't see it, like out of sight, out of mind. That's why, like, as soon as I get paid, savings goes away. So I never see it. So I don't touch it.
Behavior.
We call that paying yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
And so also my savings goes into ANZ and I'm with Commonwealth. So there's a 3-day, or you kind of transfer instantly.
Yeah, that's good having it separate.
So and that's even a step further. You got to get cash out. You got to cash out 3 days. So for me, I almost find if I put it in stocks, I wouldn't even see it as my money. I wouldn't see it as an option. It's there for investment purposes, unless I had a dire emergency. And this is how I work, though.
And we do say to people, it is great to have an emergency fund
Yes,
or
amen.
an F-off fund, as we sometimes call it.
I like to call it my F-off fund.
Runaway fund. I mean, that's not the best name, but it's there. And it's if you have an emergency and you need money quick, fast, you've got a pile of cash. It's not super easy to get to. So maybe it's like a 2-day, 3-day. It takes a while, but you know that you have that and that's your safety net and security.
Yeah.
So if you lose your job or if you have to take time off to go visit sick relatives or something comes up, you're fine.
Yeah, because in business we talk about your profit war chest, which is that same concept before the business, and they say you want to have 3 months emergency funds. So if shit hits a fan, you can just go, okay, we've got 3 months, we know we can survive with this money. Would you recommend the same amount or just as much as you can save?
We say 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So, some people do 3 months of income or 3 to 6 months of what it costs you to pay your rent, feed yourself, all your gym memberships, your insurances, things like that. Work out what that is and then put that in savings.
Because if you get fired, it could easily take you 2 to 3 months to find a new job.
Yeah. And the stat out there, that you might have to remind me, but it's people have a month's worth of savings. People do not have huge amounts of savings in this day and age. So if that does happen to them, they can literally be in really financial.
I think most people can survive up to 8 weeks or something, or I think it's even less. I heard the same number, but I can't remember what it is.
I've got to get it.
Yeah, I think it was 4 in 5 Australians would struggle to find $500.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's really high, which, we all live in a really lucky country. We feel very optimistic about our abilities to get jobs and to live well. But, sometimes shit does happen.
Yeah.
And so, having that little war chest, if you want to call it, or an FO fund or emergency fund, it just means that you're safe. You can leave a bad situation. If something bad happens, you're good. And for me, that is financial wellness, is being able to know whatever happens, you good.
And money stress is, I think they put up there, money stress is one of the most stressful situations you can be in. If you're tight financially, if you are in a situation where if something happens, you could just have to move back to your parents, have to sell everything. It's an incredible amount of stress.
Yeah, it's the number one driver for relationship breakdown. In Australia, it costs workers in the workforce. It costs employers a lot in terms of lost productivity, because when you think about it, if you're really stressed with money, you might have to take time off work. You've got to take time out of your day to deal with it and stuff. So it means you're not being productive in your job. So it's a real thing and it has a real impact on people. So
yeah, which is why we started running corporate workshops, because we just noticed that a lot of companies are financial well-being is a really big thing that we don't actually talk about. So can you guys come in and run some workshops, because it does cost employers a lot of money at the end.